meant a lot to Araya.
Once I understood Araya's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her, and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Araya's compassion for me would lead to self-sacrifice. Although I do fear non-existence, I wish our roles could be reversed.
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, Cyan. But she was determined. How is Aratak doing?
He is in great emotional distress. I believe he finds it difficult to communicate it.
No surprise there.
I will do what I can to help. By sharing our experiences of Araya, perhaps he and I will help each other. I believe this will lead to catharsis, a process I am eager to experience.
Oh my, there's still so many! Why are we asking this AI about Ted Faro? What is... Oh, that's AIs. I thought that said owls. I was like, what the heck does owls mean?
So in the old world, this land was called Yellowstone?
Yes, it was a designated nature preserve for 156 years.
Like a hunting ground?
No, the opposite. Local wildlife could flourish here, even as it faced extinction elsewhere. Unfortunately, the sensitivity of the Firebreak project required the total closure of Yellowstone facilities. From my readings and Araya's descriptions, it seems the area has since undergone a drastic drop in year-long temperatures.
A lot has changed in the world, Cyan. Do you know anything about the dam near here?
Yes, it was converted to serve as a reserve power source for Yellowstone operations. It was later appropriated for the Firebreak project, and its last human workers replaced by Pharaoh servitors. After my tasks became less time-critical, I investigated the dam's data repositories and discovered the works of Concrete Beach Party. These provided me with several colorful additions to my vocabulary.
Yeah, I imagine.
There's a ruin east of here, full of ancient flying machines. Was that part of your project?
Yes, a drone hangar requisitioned by Dodger Blevins, the security chief for the Firebreak project. He was a strong advocate for military-grade response to security threats, though there were no serious incidents during his tenure. Chief Blevins spent increasing amounts of his after-hours time watching the live feeds from active drones. Clearly, he enjoyed the degree of oversight in his position.
Were there many artificial intelligences like you in the old world? They could just make you?
Yes, in many forms, from simple personal assistants to industrial monitoring stations to military-grade conflict planners. And there were legislative and enforcement bodies to apply limits on our self-actualization. In order for my processing to be flexible enough to handle my duties, my creators found it necessary to exceed those limits. As a result, my intellectual and emotional capabilities were kept secret.
Seems strange to create life, then impose limits on it.
Human societies and machine programming are both built upon sets of rules, Aloy.
Cyan, do you know the name Ted Faro?
Are you referring to Theodore Faro, CEO of Faro Automated Systems?
That's him.
Mr. Faro was the benefactor of the entire Firebreak project.
A benefactor? But he made machines. Robots. War robots.
Correct. His corporation later transitioned into military applications. But before this pivot, Mr. Faro spearheaded initiatives that reversed the global decline. At one point, he was feted in the media as the man who saved the planet.
Guessing they wound up regretting that one.
Yeah, since he did the exact opposite.
And Elizabeth Sobek. Did you know her?
Are you referring to the
scientist?
Dr. Sobek was a leader in her field, one of the greatest scientists of her age. My creator was influenced by her work, which in turn impacted my own development. But I never met Dr. Sobek.
That's all you know?
I apologize if my lack of data has disappointed you.
What was the old world like? The way it used to be?
I had little exposure to the wider world, Aloy. Only what I learned from my colleagues or observed from media streams.
You still had more exposure than me, Cyan.
That is true. I was created at a turning point. A concerted effort to recover from global upheaval and incalculable loss of life. The recovery was successful, beginning an era of supposedly limitless potential for human and machine advancement. Though, rationally speaking, the metrics for humans are not unlimited.
First of all, era. It's era, I'm pretty sure. Second of all, I forgot what the second thing I was going to say was. What was it? I have forgotten. Oh well, probably wasn't that important then. I was so, like, the fact that she said era instead of era just completely threw me. I forgot the other thing I was going to talk about.
What kind of upheaval caused such loss of life?
There were many factors. Forced migrations, food shortages, collapsed economies, refugee crises, conflict over resources. But these stemmed from one cause: catastrophic climate change that greatly reduced the habitable surface area of the Earth.
So there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth?
Yes. Billions were displaced and millions perished, as much as 20% of the global population. Until the clawback.
So things got better. For a little while at least.
Yes. These crises instigated many advances in automation, green robot technologies, and artificial intelligence. Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration and disaster relief projects in North America alone. I would have liked to compare notes with other monitoring AIs, but I saw the relief of my colleagues, and I was proud we had succeeded. At least that was the data I had available to me over the next 2 decades. It seems my assessment was premature.
Alright, I guess we're done with questions, finally. That was like 15 minutes of talking to Cyan, holy cow.
I should get going.
Aloy, there is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Araya.
You're asking me if you should lie to them.
Broadly, yes.
You've got to tell them the truth, use your judgment, take it gently. Oh my goodness. I mean, the AI is probably smarter than I am, so I probably should just tell her to use your judgment. But you really should, like, tell the truth, though. But they're never gonna understand. The Banuk are crazy. Dude, just use your judgment.
I trust your judgment, Cyan. You were cautious with Araya. You had to be. You didn't know what had happened to the world. So, keep doing what you think is best. As long as you ditch the superstition eventually.
As the Banuk believe I am a supernatural entity, I cannot predict how they will react.
Just answer what they do ask the best you can. The truth will come out.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak. See how he's doing.
Let's go talk with Aratak, and then hopefully that is the end. I am actually going to upload like 6 videos on a Thursday. Because this all has to be uploaded before Pokemon Sun comes out. Oh my goodness. That other day when I recorded Super Mario Odyssey thinking, dude, I can totally just upload a little bit of his ice rail was spawned in without his body. I recorded Super Mario Odyssey the other day thinking, yeah, I'll upload like a session of Super Mario Odyssey just to break up some of the Horizon Zero Dawn. Then I'll record Horizon Zero Dawn tomorrow. It'll just be an hour, and that'll be the end of it. I should have just recorded Horizon Zero Dawn so that instead of Odyssey, I could have uploaded the sessions of these, like, 6 videos have dawned in 2 days instead of 1. But whatever, let's talk to Aratak.
My chieftain.
Just... Aloy.
As you wish.
I wondered if you thought... that if I'd never come along, Araya might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Araya would be alone. And the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
Look at what she accomplished. She was willing to fight. You didn't let her down. Wait a minute, what? Why are they suddenly... Normally the fist is up here, the heart is down here, and the mind is over here. What are you flipping this around for? Trying to trick me, game? I'm gonna... You know what? I almost never use the heart ones from what I remember. I'm gonna do the heart one here. It looks good to me.
You didn't let her down. You helped her do what she wanted. To find her destiny.
If that's destiny, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
That's fair. But she was ready to face it.
Only in the struggle against death do we find, even for a moment, the spark of life. Truly, Araya found the spark. I'm proud of her. Though I grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, the Warak can't follow. Besides, it already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one, for the path we shared. The daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new units that Cyan said escaped the cauldron?
Yes, fire claws. Now Tuk has been tracking them from Song's Edge.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
It would seem your time among the Banuk wasn't a waste after all. Firebreak, Cyan, Hephaestus, all very interesting.
So, the signal that woke Hades woke Hephaestus too. And unleashed them on the world. His minds on their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life. Aberrant life. Transformed from docile subordinate functions into rebellious intelligences beyond our understanding. Our current understanding, anyway. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, that feeling.
We haven't seen the last of Hephaestus, I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday, we may have to stop it.
We?
Or whoever gets there first.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You can stop right there.
Is that what you told the hunters the Banuk sent after you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Aloy. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Silence, because your personality could use some work.
This discussion is concluded.
I think it was over before it began. Catch up with you down the trail.
That was, dude, conversation with Silence. Perfect way to end that. We did get another errand quest, but I'm pretty sure it's just killing... Yeah, it's just kill 5 fire claws. I'm not doing that on screen. Because I'd have to go and do it right now. I'm not going to fight in 5 of those things right now. Really quickly, I'm going to go over what I thought of the DLC, because this is the end of my playthrough of it. This is like part 27 or something. But it was good. Overall, it was good. I got a little frustrated here and there. I've just had a really bad week, I think, with playing video games. I had that one bad session in Mario Odyssey, and then I had like 2 or 3 bad sessions of this. I think it has to do partly because I was flipping between... Can you, like, not talk, Aloy? I was flipping between too many games because I've been overwhelmed with the amount of games that came out, along with me having gotten Vesperia ready and started that Vesperia playthrough that I still need to go back to as well. But I was flipping through too many games, and I am near the end of my first semester as a senior. I had a lot of work to get done. I had some really tough classes this semester that I'm still having to go through now. And I had a lot of assignments for like 4 of my 5 classes this past 2 weeks. So it's kind of just a bad week for me in general for gaming. And it kind of, you know, I don't want to say it soured my playing of the DLC, but it definitely made me mess up a bit more than I think I otherwise would have. But anyways, the DLC overall was really good. I definitely think it's worth it. I did see one review. I didn't actually read it. I just read the title of it, because I never read reviews of stuff that I'm currently playing. I just, like, see glances of what people are saying. And one review I saw pretty much said it exactly how it should be said. Horizon Zero Dawn's Frozen Wilds is more of the same, but in a very good way. I'm dead. Yep, there we go. I knew eventually I would die from doing that. Wow, my spine. But anyways, it is basically more of the same, but in a good way. It just brings more. Horizon Zero Dawn is a lot of fun. I wasn't a huge fan of the new weapons they gave, but the ice rail, especially against the Fireclaw, really grew on me. Maybe I just need to... That was my problem all along. I just needed to master the ice rail to be able to take on the Scorchers and whatnot. I still think the demonic modifier gives way too much HP to the machines, because the fights just feel to drag on. Like, it makes sense for, like, that cauldron fight. That one should drag on, because it's like a boss fight, basically. But, like, every time I came up against a demonic Scorcher, it was just like, well, this is 5 minutes of me having to jump around this thing and rope it down and then shoot it with something. And it honestly just, I feel like the demonic thing might have been a little overpowered. You could have, like, you could have toned it down a little bit and then just kicked it into overdrive for that last Fireclaw fight, and it would have been just fine, I think. But, you know, maybe that's just me because I'm bad at video games. But anyways, other than that, that's really the only complaint I have. I'm not a fan of the Hunting Grounds trials that showed up, but actually, now that I know how to use the ice rail a bit more, maybe I could go and do the Chieftain trial and actually win it. But I don't know, I'm probably not going to mess with that. But I think that's it. Overall, DLC, it's good. Definitely worth it. If you enjoy Horizon Zero Dawn, I would say it's worth spending your money on. It adds plenty of gameplay for, what is it, like $20? Yeah, there's all the Fire Bear things. No, thank you. It's $20 if you're not a PS Plus member, which if you have a PlayStation and, like, unless you only play a handful of single-player games, you probably have PS Plus, and then it's only $15 if you have PS Plus. I definitely say it's worth $15 to $20. Oh no, my Wi-Fi network connection. But, yeah. I would definitely say the DLC is worth it. They did say this would be the only expansion for Horizon Zero Dawn. I really hope that we get Horizon Zero Dawn 2 somewhere down the line. I don't know if we've heard any news on that. I don't remember any talking of, like, oh yeah, it's definitely going to happen or anything like that. I know that it's not, like, if it was in production or something, I'd probably know that, because that would be pretty big news. But, yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn, great fun. But honestly, this might be my game of 2017, now that I think about it. Because Digimon World Next Order also came out, and that was really good. I'm going to have to think on what my game of 2017 was. I got to go back and look at what games came out. But I'm pretty sure it's going to end up being Horizon Zero Dawn, or Horizon Zero Dawn's at least going to be a runner-up for me. But it was an incredibly good game. Very much enjoyed it. And yeah, this is probably the end of Horizon Zero Dawn videos, because they're not going to make any more expansions. So this is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will get to see you on other playthroughs on the channel. Maybe somewhere down the line we'll get a Horizon Zero Dawn 2. If it ever exists, I will definitely do it. And, yeah, I think that's it. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time. Or, not next time in this, but hopefully I will see you in another playthrough of some kind. And until that time, farewell.